Well, looky there. I can unmute things. I'll start over. Hi. I didn't see you there. Good to have you here again for another episode, a rousing episode of Monopoly. That's right, I'm back in the saddle again. It's episode 214. We're doing this live here February 19th, 2024. Why don't we go out here and have a great show? Alright, Travis, you ready to do your thing?
Me.
Well, then let's do it in 3, 2, 1.
Yes, Monopoly. The world's most popular board game is now Monopoly, the indie game. Here comes the players. The red player Kyle, the gold player Doug, and the green player Scott. Here comes Mr. Monopoly, Jason Meyers, and here comes our host, Turner Ferguson.
Well, looky. Even after the huge ratings from last week where Jason Meyers was the host, they let me do this thing again. Welcome back once again here for another fantastic episode of Monopoly coming to you live from Grandma's Game Closet inside of the MVG production house. I'm your boy Turd Ferguson, and that's right, it's time for the 14th episode of Season 2. And boy, this is going to be a good one. We got some good players, and we've got a player here in the red podium. He is our champion, and he is looking to become the first person this season to be a 4-time champion, and only the third person all time to have won 4 or more times in a row. So welcome back to the Monopoly stage, our red player, Mr. Kyle Hirshon. Well, Kyle, as I was just mentioning, you have won 3 games in a row already, and you've got a total right now of $25,675. Do you think you've got what it takes to be that third person and first this season to win 4 in a row?
I hope that's the case. I don't know how the competition is, but I feel like I've got a good shot.
All right, just want to make sure I fill you in. Notice when you were talking there, I heard the buzzing going on. You might want to turn your vibrator off. I know this helps put you in a better mood, but didn't know if you realized that it was really loud tonight. But yeah, so got a good pile of money there. So why don't you go ahead and tell everybody, remind them where you're from, what it is that you do for a living. And is it a Sibian?
Yeah, it is a Sibian. I have needs, by the way. Yeah, I live just outside of New York City. I am a customer service agent, and let's go Mets. It's all about the Mets. Let's go Mets. I love the Mets. Hit a home run. Let's go Mets.
Well, while I can't say that I'm particularly a Mets fan, I will agree with you on the MLB season getting started. We got those pitchers and catchers have all shown up, and games.
Everybody's now in, yeah.
Yeah, everybody's got there, and it's time for some spring training games soon. I'm looking forward to it. So, go Cubs on my side, and hey, they're not in the same division, so I hope your Mets do well as well. But, yeah, good luck to you tonight. You are going to need it because you got some good competition here. We move over into our gold podium. He comes to us not very far down the road from me here in Tennessee, from a little quaint town called Mount Juliet. This is the first time he has graced the stage of Monopoly. Still a newbie here at MVG Productions. Everybody welcome Mr. Doug Trovinger.
Thank you. Well, what a wonderful welcome.
So, Doug, I think the most important question is, where the hell you been?
Oh, taking care of the clients I have and, playing hockey with the Ice Rockets Hockey Club here, actually in West Tennessee. We also have a franchise team in Antioch, Tennessee, which is just probably a few exits down from the Turd Ferguson headquarters and Grandma's Studios. So, you know, I actually have been a fan of MVG Productions for probably about 5 years now, but just decided to maybe take the next step and come on stage.
Hey, and that's definitely a fun thing to do. It's interesting you mentioned about being a part of the team there, the Ice Rockets. I know one of our compatriots here, Mr. Jose Cazares, he plays with a team, and they're called the Pocket Rockets. So might be a different sport, but we're probably just not going to talk about that right now. So, Doug, if you wouldn't mind, if you will tell everybody, remind them again where you're from, what it is that you do for a living, and if you could shoot any kind of material from your eyes, whether it be ice rockets or pocket rockets, which one would you choose and why?
Well, I forgot to mention that Nels is probably the captain of the Red Rockets anyway. But I am from Mount Juliet, Tennessee, which is about 25 minutes east of Nashville. And, you know, I own my own business and do a delivery on the side, you know. And if I had to shoot something from my eyes, ooh, that's a tough one. I would have to say pickles. Sharp pickles.
Interesting.
There would be sour bullets, and then they would stay away from me. You know.
Yeah, I guess the only worry though it would bring tears to your eyes because of the sourness. But hey, if that's what you want, that is what you shall get. But yeah, Doug, welcome to the show, and best of luck to you tonight. And finally, we move over into our green podium. This man right here doesn't need an introduction, but he told me I am contractually obligated to give it to him. He is back here for, believe it or not, his 7th appearance this season. He is one of our 3-time champions, as he won in episodes 3, 4, and 5. He has amassed this season $40,677. Welcome back once again. We call him Scott 2.0, although the original may be better. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Scott McVeigh.
Yeah. Hello, Mr. Ferguson. I know I'm back again. Are you getting sick and tired of seeing me yet?
Well, I can't speak for the audience, but I'm not tired of seeing you, but the smell could possibly be turned down by 3 degrees.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I think I need a gas mask in my podium.
Well,
so too close.
Yeah, as I mentioned, you're one of the 3-time champions, so you are going to be a handful for Kyle here. So if you would go ahead and remind us where it is that you're from, what you do for a living, and would you rather have taco flavored kisses or hamburger flavored wet dreams?
Ooh. Well, considering, let's see, I'm from Hayes, Kansas. I still work at a hardware store as a cashier. And you might think this is crazy. I would like to do the taco flavored kisses just for the simple fact that once I finally get a girlfriend, she'll be enjoying it even more, though.
but wouldn't Rosie Palmer be jealous at that point?
Probably.
Probably, yeah. This is true. Well, yeah, Scott. Let's see if you can put together one of those games tonight. Doug, you as well, because it's going to take everything you've got plus some to take down Kyle. I wish all of you the best of luck. Let's get to it. It is time to play our first round here, and this is our acquisition phase of the game. So just as a reminder out there to those people that are watching either live in our live stream or on demand later on, in our game here, we don't do true, false, coin flips, anything like that. We ask good old-fashioned trivia questions. We're going to go around to each of the properties that you see listed on our board. I'll ask the players a question. If they get it correct, we will give them the dollar amount that's at the bottom of the property. They get it wrong, they're going to lose that dollar amount. And in my version of the game, I actually do if one person misses, I'll let the other 2 players try to buzz in and have their opportunity at it. Once we have made it through all the properties, if there is someone that owns all of them, then they will take the monopoly. It'll turn their color, and we will then give them the combined value of those properties as an additional cash bonus. If there are multiple people that own properties, we will go into a showdown round, and we'll talk more about that as it comes up. So let's play our game here. Ladies and gentlemen, we start at Mediterranean Avenue, and before we do that, I almost forgot. Let's do a quick buzzer check. So, Kyle, if you'd buzz in. Thanks, sir. Doug? Fantastic. And Scott? Wonderful. We are ready to play. So, Brown property, Mediterranean Avenue. And I apologize if I cough a lot. I'm still in the last little bits of COVID here. So, may have a little bit of coughing going on, but I'll do my best. All right, Mediterranean Avenue, $60 property, players. Here's your first question of the evening. The songs Sweet Dreams Are Made of This and Miracle, and that is Kyle.
Eurythmics?
Your Rhythmics is correct. $60 comes over to you. You own one property. We now go over to Baltic Avenue. Another $60 for this next question. Korean industrialist Sun Myung Moon founded which religious movement in 1954? Scott.
Let's see, the Moonies.
Absolutely right. Also known as the Unification Church. $60 comes over to you. All right, that means Kyle and Scott, you both own one of the Brown properties. Doug, you're going to sit this one out. Now, between Kyle and Scott, whichever one of you gives me the next correct answer will take the Brown property group and its combined value. Here comes your showdown question. Which ancient Greek poet shares his name with a character in the cartoon The Simpsons? Scott.
Let's see, Aristotle.
No, I'm sorry. No money lost there. Kyle? Go ahead.
Homer?
That would be Homer. I'm not sure of Aristotle Simpson, but yes, it is Homer. Dope, says Scott McVeigh. All right, so that means, Kyle, you have gotten the Brown properties, and with that comes $120 of combined value, taking you up to $180. We now make our way over the light blue properties, and we go to Oriental Avenue. $100 players for this next question. In history, shoguns were the military dictators of which, and that's Scott.
That's Japan.
That is Japan. $100 comes over to you. You're at 160 and you own one property. Next up, we have Vermont Avenue. This one's also worth $100 for this question. In medicine, what term is used to describe an inherited disease characterized by the inability of the blood to clot? Scott.
Hemophilia?
Hemophilia is correct. Another $100 comes over to you. You're at 260. You have two properties now. Next up is Connecticut Avenue. $120 here for this question. In television Star Trek, which starship captain is associated with the phrase, "Beam me up, Scotty"? Scott.
Captain Kirk.
Captain Kirk is correct. $120 comes over to you, and with that, you also have all three properties, which means they turn your green color. $320 of combined value brings you up to $700 already. Well done. We now turn on to 2nd Street and our magenta properties. We start at St. Charles Place, $140 players. Here comes your first question. From which country did Brazil declare independence in 1822? Kyle.
Portugal?
Portugal is correct. $140 to you. You're up to $320. You own one property. Next up is States Avenue. $140 here as well. Here's your question. In boxing, who did Muhammad Ali defeat in Zaire in the 1974 fight dubbed the... And that's Kyle.
Joe Frazier?
No, I'm sorry. It's going to cost you $140. I'll finish the question. The 1974 fight dubbed the Rumble in the Jungle.
Oh, God damn it. That's the other one.
That would be George Foreman. I hear he has a really nice grill.
Yeah, it is.
All
Total
right.
toast.
So we're now going to be cutting that property value in half. It's now worth $70. Here's the next question. In Greek mythology, which king of Phrygia, and that's Phrygia, was granted the gift of converting everything he touched? And that's Kyle.
That'd be Midas.
That would be Midas. Trust the Midas touch. All right, $70 over to you, Kyle. You're up to $250. Oh, excuse me. All right, so we now have, Kyle, you have 2 properties. All right, and now we move to Virginia Avenue, $160. Next question. In Hans Christian Andersen's tale, the ugly duckling grew into which fine bird? Scott.
It was a swan.
It was a swan. Comes over to you. You're up to $860. So, Kyle, you have 2 properties. Scott, you have 1. Doug, you don't have any, so you're going to sit out once again. Kyle, you need 1 correct answer. Scott, you're going to need 2. Remember, no money at risk here other than trying to gain the monopoly. In the animal kingdom, is the okapi a relative of the zebra or the giraffe? That's Scott.
I believe it's a relative of giraffe.
And you are correct. There you go. You've got your first one. Next correct answer gives that player the monopoly. In pop music, what group singles include You Really Got Me and Waterloo? And that's Kyle.
ABBA.
ABBA is incorrect. I'll finish. Includes You Really Got Me and Waterloo Sunset.
Son of a.
Van Halen.
Say again?
Van Halen.
No, I'm sorry. It's the Kinks.
Oh, yeah. The other one.
Yeah, the other one. The other kinky one. All right, so here we go. Next one. Which now extinct creature looked like an elephant with a thick coat of hair? Kyle.
Woolly mammoth.
The woolly mammoth is correct, and Kyle, you have taken the magenta properties. Along with that comes $440 of combined value, taking you up to $690, Mark Leota's favorite number. All right, we now move over to the orange properties. We start at St. James Place. This is a $180 property, players. Here's your first question. Which Mediterranean principality is the home of the Monte Carlo Casino? Scott.
Monaco.
Monaco is correct. Takes you up to $1,040. That makes you think of taxes, doesn't it? All right. We now move over to my home, Tennessee Avenue, $180. Next question. In nature, what G, as in God, describes long, airborne lines of spider silk? Players, that would be... what do you think, Doug?
I'm thinking grains.
No, it would be gossamer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. All right, so that means, players, we're going to be cutting the property value in half, down to $90 here. Here is the next question. Which nation formally surrendered to the Americans on the battleship USS Missouri on the 2nd of September, 1945? Kyle.
That would be Japan.
That would be Japan. Takes you up to $780. So, Kyle, you have 1 property. Scott, you have 1. We now move over to New York Avenue. $200 here, players, for this question. In film, who won an Oscar for his performance in The King and I? Scott.
Yul Brynner.
Yul Brynner is correct. Well done there. $200. Takes you up to $1,240. Scott, you own 2 properties. Kyle, you own 1. Doug, are you still breathing? Fantastic.
Yes, I am.
All right, so Kyle, you're going to need 2 correct answers. Scott, you only need 1. Here comes that first showdown for the oranges. In science, which element has the chemical symbol Ag? And that's Kyle.
That would be silver.
That would be silver. All right, next correct answer takes the property group. Is myrtle a species of bird or a species of plant? Kyle.
Plant.
Plant is correct, and Kyle, you have come back and taken the orange property group. With that comes $560 of combined value, taking you up to $1,340. We now turn on to 3rd Street and our red properties. We start here at the home of John Bergman's family members, most of them only containing one tooth. It's Kentucky Avenue. $220 here, players. And your first question. In which ocean do the Seychelles lie? Scott.
They are in the Atlantic Ocean.
No, I'm sorry. It's going to cost you $220. Kyle or Doug? Kyle?
Indian Ocean.
They are in the Indian Ocean. $220 brings you up to $1,560. You have one property. We now move over to the home of John Bergman himself because he tried to get away from those one-toothers. It's Indiana Avenue. $220 for this question. Is endocrinology the study of nerves or hormones? Kyle.
Hormones.
Hormones is correct. $220 coming your way again. You're at $1,780. You have two properties. All right, now we move over to Illinois Avenue. $240. Next question. In classical music, what B as in Bob is a Spanish dance in moderate triple time? Kyle. Sorry, that's going to be a loss of $240. Scott or Doug? Scott?
The Bolero.
Bolero is correct. $240 over to you.
Damn it.
You're at $1,260. All right, so now, Kyle, you've got 2. Scott, you've got 1. And Doug, I think we know where we're at. All right. Here we go. Here's the first showdown. In which televised sport did giant haystacks become a household name? Kyle.
Wrestling.
Wrestling is correct. Kyle, you have taken another property group, the Reds. With that comes $680 of combined value, taking you up to $2,220. We now move over to our yellow properties and Atlantic Avenue. This is a $260 property. Next question. In math, how many prime numbers are there between 10 and 15? Scott.
2.
2 is correct. That'd be 11 and 13.
2.
200. It's a 2. Oh my God. Takes you up to 1520. You have one property. Next up is Ventnor Avenue. Another $260. Next question. Which actress played the spurned lover in the 1987 film Fatal Attraction? Scott.
Glenn Close.
Glenn Close is correct. Another $260 to you. You're up to $1,780. You have two properties. Now we go to Marvin Gardens. This is a $280 property. Here's that next question. In the proverb, where does charity begin? Scott.
At home.
It does begin at home. $280 to you, taking you to $2,060, and you also have all three properties already, which means you take the yellow group. With it comes $800 of combined value, taking you up to $2,860. We now finally turn on to 4th Street, and we start with a very specific avenue. Yeah, it's probably getting old, but it's still Pacific Avenue. $300 players for this question. Putting your stuff together. All right. In art, did Christopher Nevinson paint images of the First or Second World War? Scott.
Second World War.
No, I'm sorry. It's going to cost you $300. Doug.
How was the first?
It was the first. Hey, Doug has money. Doug has money. $300 one property. Let's see how long this lasts. All right, next up is the home of our leader, Brandon Scruggs. It's North Carolina Avenue. Another $300 for this question. If the registration plate on a Spanish vehicle shows the letter B as in Bob, what city does it come from?
Can I guess?
Whoever said that, sure.
Why not Barcelona?
Yeah, Barcelona it is. One of the only B cities I know of in Spain. So.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, well, we're now going to have to cut that property value in half. It's $150 now till we get a correct answer. Is Gluteus Maximus the name of a Roman emperor or a muscle in the body? Kyle.
That's a muscle in the body.
That is a muscle in the body, and Travis has been spreading his to sit there and go, me! 150 over to you, Kyle. You're to 2370. One property for you. We now move over to the home of the president, Pennsylvania Avenue. $320 for this question. Who was the first president of the United States of America to serve 2 terms? Kyle.
That would be right?
Sorry, time was up there. You lose the 320. Doug or Scott? Doug.
Was it Taft?
No, I'm sorry. It's going to cost you 320. You're now in the negative. Scott.
Oh, damn.
I'm not touching this one.
The first president to serve 2 terms was the first president, George Washington.
Oh, son of a bitch. Trick question.
Damn it, I'm in the hole.
All right. Well, that means we're going to cut the property value in half down to $160. Next question. In the animal kingdom, vampire and horseshoe are both types of... and that's Scott.
Bats.
Those are bats. All right. You're up to 2720. And each one of you players owns a property now. So now we need 2 correct answers to take the green property group. And they do not have to be consecutive. You just need to get 2 correct. So here we go. First, 2. All right, here's the first one. In nature, is Spirogyra a type of black insect or green algae? Doug.
I'd say an insect.
No, I'm sorry. Kyle.
Algae.
It is algae. All right, that's 1 for you. Next question. In the United States, Fremont Street and the Strip are features, and that's Kyle.
Las Vegas.
Las Vegas is correct, and that means Kyle has taken the green properties. With that comes $920 of combined value, taking you up to $2,970. We are now finally over to our final color group. This is our dark blues, and we start with Park Place. 3. Now you calm down.
You buzzed. You got to answer the question.
So, all right, here we go. So,
making sure his buzzer still works.
right?
Here's a damn thing work, yeah.
All right, $350 for this question, players. In nature, which insect's nest is called a formicary?
Is that Nels?
No, those would be ants. Not uncles, just ants. All right, property value cut in half. $175 now till we get a correct answer. In human biology, does the pleura membrane cover the liver or the lungs? Doug.
Is that the liver?
No, I'm sorry. It's going to cost you $175. Kyle.
Lungs.
Lungs is correct. You're up to $31.45. You have 1 property. We now move over to our final property here in the acquisition phase. This is the big one. It's Boardwalk. $400 players. Here comes what may be the final question. In astronomy, does a planet or a comet have a name meaning wanderer in Greek? Scott.
A comet.
No, I'm sorry. It cost you $400. Kyle.
Planet.
It is a planet, and we'll call you Captain Planet because you get $400 for that property, and you now own both of them. So that means combined value here, $750, bringing you up to $4,295. And we are at the end of the acquisition phase of our game. Let's see where things stand. Right now in third place with no Monopoly groups is Doug with negative $195. In second place with 2 monopolies is Scott McVeigh with $2,320. And standing tall, once again, our champion in first place, Mr. Kyle Hirshon. He's got 5 monopoly groups and $4,295. Well, it's time for us to take our first commercial break. And while we do, players are going to be spending some money to put houses and hotels on those properties. And when we come back, it's going to be time for the 15-minute big money round where we find out who moves on to go for $50,000. And we go once around the block. Oh, that's right. It's almost train time, too. That's right. It's your favorite board game that's now a game show. It's Monopoly. Oh, hey, good to see you again. All right, we are back again. Time for some more Monopoly here. All right, let's go ahead here and take a look at where things stand at the absolute moment. So, you can see players spent a whole crap load of money. They have put hotels on each one of the properties. So that means here's where we stand. Doug is still in third place because he couldn't do a damn thing. Still at negative 195. Kyle, our champion, has now slipped into second place with $295. And Scott has moved up into first, even though he was able to hotel everything, and he has $820. It is that time in the game. I know everybody is plumb slap excited because it's time to bring in our good old buddy. He is back, and I think he might be a little grumpy because he's not hosting tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back to the stage Mr. Monopoly himself, Jason Quantavious Meyers.
Thank you, everybody. Yeah, I've gotten over it.
Hey, Jason, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great.
That's good to hear. But we got an interesting game here. It's basically a 2-player game at this point because we're still trying to check see if Doug's got a pulse.
And we've had this kind of situation happen before where the person in last place ended up winning the thing, so it's possible.
Maybe, sort of, kind of, maybe. I don't know.
Maybe. We'll see.
So I've got to ask, as we're about to get into this, did you bring along a bunch of those chance and community chess cards again?
I mean, as many times as we keep landing on it throughout the season, sure, why not?
Well, as long as you brought some hostile takeovers too, that of course makes the game a lot of fun. So, hopefully you did remember to bring those shiny dice.
Always.
All right. Well, for those of you out there in live chat land or on demand later on, you're not able to see the dice because we don't put those up on screen. But inside of the Discord here, which, hey, that should give you a reason. You want to see the dice? Go ahead. Go to the Facebook channel. Apply to be a part of the MVG Productions group, and you can come in here and see Jason roll the dice. But until then, we don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
But it is that time for us to get in here to our big money round, and here is how it works. We've got 15 minutes that's going to be on the clock, players. We will be rolling those dice as many times as we absolutely can, going around the board, stopping on properties. Of course, if we land on a property that belongs to one of the players, they will get a question asked to them that's only for them. If they get it right, the dollar amount goes into their bank. If they get it wrong, they won't lose money, but it will then become a toss-up for the other players, to where if they get it, they will steal that rent money. If they get it wrong, however, they will lose it. We, of course, have those other special properties like the utilities, electric, and waterworks, which is 100 times worth the roll. We've got free parking, which is worth a nice little chunk of change. And then we mentioned chance and community chest. We're not going to talk about them more right now because it makes me feel a certain way. But we also have the railroads. Those are our hostile takeovers, and that's a chance for this game to get flipped on its head. So, Jason, if you're ready.
Yep.
And audience, if you're ready, let's play the big money round. So, of course, Jason's going to roll those dice for us, and as soon as he does, I will start our 15-minute timer.
3 and a 4 for a 7. Here we go.
Oh no!
I don't like
Oh,
you.
Lord. Here we go.
I do not like you, and we are going to fight after the show. All right. So, players, our first chance card of the evening says advance to the nearest utility. So let's see, that is 5 spaces away. And we're on electric company.
Well, players, this trivia question is worth $700 since I rolled a 7. So it's open season for whoever wants it.
All right, players, here we go. In the animal kingdom, is a hare's form or layer above the ground or below? And that is Doug.
Above?
Above is correct. Well done.
He's got money!
Doug's got money. All right, you're up to $505, and we've got another roll to look at.
Here's another 7, 5 and a 2.
Knock it off. All right, New York Avenue.
Oh, Kyle might have liked that 7 because he gets a chance to answer this question for $1,000.
All right, Kyle. In astrology, which star sign falls between the star signs of Sagittarius and Aquarius?
Gemini?
No, I'm sorry, and that's Doug.
Capricorn.
Capricorn is correct. Where were you in the first round? $1,000, and Doug is just taking
That's
a
my
commanding
sign.
lead. All right.
I'm a
See,
fucking Capricorn.
Doug's choosing now to get the money.
More like a Capricorn. All right, here we go. Next roll, please.
And another 7, 1 and a 6.
You need to check your dice.
Oh no!
All right,
Right.
Atlantic Avenue.
I need to take these dice to Vegas. In the meantime, Scott could try to answer this question and get $11.50.
All right, Scott. In biology, are the bronchioles found in the kidneys or the lungs?
The lungs.
Lungs is correct. 1970 is what you now have, and what we have is another roll.
Watch it, 7.
It's a 7, I swear.
6.
Oh, 6. North Carolina Avenue is where we land.
All right, Kyle, another chance for you to try to get some money. $12.75 this time.
All right, Kyle. In nature, lady's slipper is a variety of which plant? A rose or an orchid?
I'd be an orchid.
An orchid is right. Orchid man. 1575 is what you have, and we have another roll.
We're back on the 7 train.
Oh dear.
All right, we're over to Boardwalk.
All right, Kyle, $2,000 on the line.
All right, Kyle. As we know, spiders normally have 8 legs, but how many legs does a cobweb spider have?
6.
Nope. Doug or Scott? Scott?
10.
No, and that's going to cost you $2,000.
Oh,
All right, Doug, do you want a shot?
Pass. I was gonna say 4.
if it's 8, I swear.
Luckily
to
it buzzed. The correct answer is 8.
God. Fuck off.
Not about that.
Happily, I will fuck off with another roll.
Hey, look, it's doubles.
Doubles. We're gonna do
It's
boxcars.
It's boxcars. 6 and 6
Yeah,
and 12.
yeah.
All right, of course, we passed go there, which is $200 into each player's pot, and we've landed on St. Charles Place.
All right, Kyle, here's a chance to try to get some money again. $750 on the line.
Okay.
All right, Kyle, in English, of which phrase is ASAP an abbreviation?
As soon as possible.
As soon as possible is correct. You're up to 25-20. Next roll, please.
2 and a 3 for a 5.
And that's St. James Place.
Kyle, you're just racking up the money. Here's a chance to get some more. $950 this time.
All right, Kyle. Cubic zirconia is sold as a popular substitute for what stone?
Diamond.
Diamond is correct. 3470 is where you're at now. Next roll.
There's another 5, a 1 and a 4.
And we're at Kentucky Avenue.
Kyle, we're just going to call you Mr. Moneybags this episode. $10.50 on the line if you get this question.
Okay.
Kyle, in chemistry, what substance is produced by burning hydrogen in air? Nope, nothing there. Doug or Scott? Believe it or not, it's water.
Oh,
yeah.
son of a bitch.
All right, nothing doing there. Next roll, please.
Kyle's already hating it. 2 and a 1 for a 3.
All right, we're over to Illinois Avenue.
All right, Kyle, let's try this again. 1100 on the line this time.
Welcome to the Kyle Hirshon Show.
Right.
If A is Alpha and Z is Zulu, what is Y?
Yoga. No.
Nope.
I don't know.
Nothing there. Doug or Scott? Scott?
Yo-yo.
No, I'm sorry. That's going to cost you $1,100. Doug, do you want a shot?
Pass.
Well, Kyle, it would be one of your mortal enemies. Those damn
Yankees.
Yankees.
Oh, no.
All right. Next roll, Mr. Monopoly.
Doubles. It's a 10.
A 10.
And that takes us to Pennsylvania Avenue here on the Kyle Hirshon Show.
Yep, and in the Kyle Hirshon Show, Kyle gets to get another question with $1,400 at stake.
Kyle, which European capital fell to the Germans on September 27th, 1939, nearly 4 weeks after Poland was invaded?
Warsaw.
Warsaw is correct. That takes you up to 4870. We have 7.5 minutes left in the round.
5 and a 4 for a 9.
All right, $200 for pass and go. And we've landed on Baltic Avenue on the Kyle Hirshon Show.
Yep, $450 on the line for Kyle Hirshon.
All right. In which Egyptian city might you visit the Citadel and Ramses Square?
Cairo?
Cairo is correct. You're up to 55-20.
Angle 5 and a 6 for an 11.
And it's Virginia Avenue here on the Kyle Hirshon Show.
Hey, Kyle. Since
Yeah.
you like racking up money so much, how about $900?
I'd like that.
All right, Kyle, in physics, what is measured in Lamberts or lumens?
Light.
Light is correct. Takes you up to 64-20. Another roll, please, here on the Kyle Hirshon Show.
6 and a 3 for a 9.
All right, we're over to Indiana Avenue here on the Kyle Hirshon podcast.
Yeah, fit in a Kyle Hirshon podcast. Kyle Hirshon gets a question for $10.50.
All right, Kyle. Fisherman's Wharf and Nob Hill are landmarks of which Californian city?
San Francisco.
They're the San Francisco treat. Ding, ding. You're up to 74-70. Next roll here on the Kyle Hirshon Show.
6 and a 2 for an 8.
We're on Pacific Avenue here on the Kyle Hirshon podcast.
At this rate, Kyle's going to end up owning this game show. 12.75 on the line.
Hey, Kyle. Who was the first American president to shake hands with the Cuban leader Fidel Castro?
Barack Obama.
No, I'm sorry. Toss up.
Oh, no.
Scott.
JFK.
No, I'm sorry. That loses you 12.75.
Oh, no.
Doug? You don't have to if you don't want to. That would be Slick Willie, Bill Clinton.
Oh,
All right.
Clinton, yeah.
Another
Too bad
roll about
she wasn't sucking my dick.
about another 5 minutes left.
Speaking of 5, 2 and a 3.
Well, looky there.
oh no.
Who would have ever known I was waiting for one of these? It's Chance. And this Chance card says we're going to add 6 to the next dice roll. All right, so give us the roll there, Mr. Monopoly.
So 3 and a 2 for a 5 plus 6, that's 11.
And 11, we get 200 for pass and go. And looky there, we hit another Chance card. So this card says advance to the green player's next property, which is right next door at Vermont Avenue.
Thank God.
All right, Scott, here's a chance for you to see a little bit of the light. 550 on the line.
All right, Scott here on the Kyle Hirshon podcast. In astrology, name one of the 2 months you could have been born in if your star sign is Virgo.
Let's see, Virgo. September.
August or September we would have accepted. You got it. You're at negative 1255. All right. Next roll.
6 and a 3 for a 9.
Oh, looky there. Now at least we get to do a little something different. All right, this is community chest, and this community chest card says building code violation. The first place player being Kyle, you're going to pay $250 to each of the other players, meaning you will be losing $500. So there's 1 and 2. Then we got $250 going to Doug and $250 going to Scott. All right, next roll, please.
6 and a 1 for a 7.
And it's Illinois Avenue here on the Kyle Hirshon podcast.
Well, Kyle, you might have lost 500 on the community chest, but here's a chance to get 1,100.
All right, Kyle, let's see how smart you are. If the speedometer on your car says you're traveling at 120 kilometers per hour, how fast are you going in miles per hour?
That is 70. 75.
I'm sorry, you did not complete the answer before the buzzer. Scott?
75.
75 is correct. 1,100 comes to you. You're at $95.
Yay.
All right. We've got about 2.5 minutes left in the round. Next roll.
1 and 2 for a tree.
A tree.
And that's Vintner Avenue here on the Kyle Hirshon podcast.
And Scott found a tree, and there's 1150 branching out from it.
All right, let's see if you can get more than 2 digits. In the animal kingdom, sika and fallow are both types of which animal?
Sika.
Sorry, time's up, Doug.
Is it a bird?
No, I'm sorry, it's going to cost you $11.50. Kyle, do you want a shot?
Don't know.
It's deer.
Oh,
Deer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, all right.
Well,
Next roll with a
deer.
minute and a half left.
2 and a 4 for a 6.
Oh no.
Well, looky there, it's Senior Chest. I haven't seen one of these in a while. All right. This card says, green player, you must make building improvements. $50 per house, $250 per hotel. So you own 6 hotels, meaning that's going to cost you $1,500.
Oh no.
Taking you to negative 1405. Next roll, please. Under a minute remaining.
2 and a 5 for a 7.
And that lands us right on go. Still $200. Next roll.
Another 7. 5 and a 2.
We know what that means. All right. So this one says, advance to the yellow player's next property, which there is none of. So nothing we can do with that chance card. We go to our next roll.
5 and a 3 for an 8.
Holy hell.
And there it is, Pennsylvania Railroad.
Oh, boy! It's hostile takeover time, players. One correct answer, you get the chance to take over somebody's property. Good luck.
All right, here we go. This is big because this is going to be our last turn. We will complete the hostile takeover before we're done, though. In farming, which C as in cow, is a machine used to separate the wheat from the chaff. Scott.
A combine.
A combine is correct. All right, so Scott, this is important. Which property group would you like to attack?
Just so I can get some chance to get some money. Go to green.
All right, we are going to the greens. All right, so here's how this works. I'm going to ask you up to 3 questions. Each one that we go through, get it correct, and it continues to give you the chance to steal this property group. If you get one wrong, though, you are going to have to pay that rent amount over to Kyle. If you can get all 3 questions correct, you will steal the property, and you will earn the combined value into your bank. But we will not take the combined value away from Kyle. He already earned it previously. So here we go. Here's your first question. This is worth $12.75. That's what's at stake. What year comes before 99 BC?
Before 99 BC?
Correct.
It'll be 100 BC.
That would be 100 BC. So now we move over to North Carolina Avenue. Once again, $12.75 at risk. The title character in the 1996 film Happy Gilmore becomes a champion in which sport?
Golf.
Golf is correct. Now, you need one more to take this property group away from him. $1,400 at risk. Your question? Duncan was the King of Scotland in which Shakespeare play?
Macbeth.
Macbeth is correct, and you have taken the green property group away from Kyle, and that means you get $920 of combined value, bringing you up to negative 285. And that hostile takeover has been completed, and it is over. And time is up here for our big money round. Let's take a look at where we stand at the moment. We have got Scott McVeigh in third place at negative $285. In second place is our yellow player, Doug Trovinger, at $1,405. And right now, sitting pretty in first is Kyle Hirshon with $7,370. We're going to take our final commercial break. When we come back, we are going to have sold back all those properties. We will tell you what their final amount is and who's moving on to go once around the block for up to $50,000 in cash right here on Monopoly. All right, welcome back here to Monopoly, ladies and gentlemen. It is time for us to get to the big reveal here in our game. Let's do it. We start, as we normally do, with our player that finished in third place at the end of round 2, Mr. Scott McVeigh. He had negative $285. When we sold back all the properties, or all of the upgrades to the properties that he had there at the end of the game, that netted him an additional $2,250. When we add that to his total, he finishes today with $1,965. Next, we go over to Doug Trovinger, who had $1,405 coming out of round 2. Unfortunately, he had nothing to sell back, so he ends the game at $1,405. And then finally, we go over to our current champion, Kyle Hirshon. He had $7,370 at the end of the last round. We sell back everything he still had a hold of, which netted him an additional $2,750. When we add that to his total tonight, he finishes with $10,120. Kyle, you are a 4-time champion here on Monopoly.
Yay!
Well done, Kyle.
GG, guys.
Congratulations to you. We'll come back and talk to you here in just a minute, Kyle. But first, let's go over to the other competitors. So we will start with our third place player tonight, Doug Trovinger. Doug, the dollar amount does not, I think, really tell the full story of your game tonight. I think in a lot of ways you're lucky to walk out of here with $1,405. You not only went through the acquisition phase not getting any properties, but you're also not able to take anything over in that round. So to still have $1,405, that's a real blessing there. So for your first time here on the Monopoly stage, tell me how you're feeling.
You know, I felt like the chance cards and the community chest could have been a little bit better, but I had a lot of fun. You know, I really appreciate what you guys do, you know, behind the scenes to make this happen. And I appreciate being a contestant. I hope to maybe get one more chance before the end of the season. But Kyle, I'm rooting you on. Don't go to jail this time.
I'll try not to.
Well, I tell you, if there's anything that Kyle is better at than winning games, it's losing the bonus game. So we'll see how that goes. But Doug, we really appreciate you. I can go ahead and tell you right now that $1,405 will move you up into 12th place overall. So you're not super far away. You should still have enough time if you really try to get another even 2 or 3 chances in here. And if you could do decently well, you could still make the top 9. But again, thank you for playing tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up there for Mr. Doug Trovinger.
Thank you.
So, and I can tell those of you out there watching, Doug is one of our people that he watched the live streams early on, and finally he said, you know what, I want to be a part of this, and he went to that MVG Productions Facebook channel. He signed up, he got himself in here, and he gets to have fun. I know some of the others of you that watch our live streams, we would love to see you get in here with us too, so you know what to do. You know the buttons to hit. You know the letters to type. But next, we go over to our second place player. I have to say, this is overall one of the weaker performances I've seen him have. And early in the game, I thought, okay, Scott, you had a real chance to maybe put one on Kyle tonight, but then Kyle put his foot down on the gas, and there was no looking back after that. Tell me, how do you feel about tonight's performance, and what do you think overall happened?
Well, you are correct saying that this is one of my weakest performances here. And when I missed a few questions, especially both during the main, both the acquisition and the big board, it just basically made me feel like this. I'm just not feeling not too happy about my performance, but I'm still happy I got at least something. I don't have to give any my winnings back, though. That's good.
Hey, I definitely feel you there. Like I said, you have always been a really good player here with us. But yeah, not sure exactly what happened tonight, but hey, for somebody, this is your 7th overall appearance, so you've basically appeared in half of the episodes this season. I'm sure that we're going to see you back here a couple more times before things are said and done. Looking at your dollar amount right now, for the season, $42,642 now with tonight's winnings added on. And based on how Kyle does, you are still sitting in 2nd place overall. If Kyle was to get him some bonus money, he could overtake you for 2nd, but you're still looking good for the tournament, and we definitely look forward to having you back later on. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up there for Mr. Scott McVeigh.
Thanks, everyone. I'll be back.
Well, we all know what that means. It's time to go over to the man, the myth, the legend tonight, Mr. Kyle Hirshon. Kyle, you have tacked on another $10,120 to your total. I really thought Scott was going to give you a hell of a challenge tonight, but once again,
I thought so too.
Yeah, once again, your knowledge showed you. Sometimes you saved your buzzes for the right time, and you picked up things, especially on where it would be an either-or question. You picked up on those quickly, and I definitely think that's a strong suit of yours. So this has got to feel good.
It really does. I feel really good about this performance, and hopefully I can stay out of jail.
Well, and the thing is, you are, as of this moment, you are the only person to be undefeated in their time on Monopoly. You are a perfect 4-0 right now, but in the bonus game, you are perfectly defeated at 0-4. Yep. Do you think you can beat that bonus game tonight?
I'll try.
Well, let's find out, ladies and gentlemen, as we go once around the block. All right, Kyle, well, you know how this works here. Let's remind everybody at home how it works. Of course, we are going to give you 5 rolls to try to make your way all the way around our Monopoly board here. If you can make it all the way around the board and pass go, we're going to give you $25,000 in cash. If you can be the first person that's ever done it and land exactly on go, we'll double it and give you $50,000 in cash. Now, Of course, we can't make it easy as you go along the way. You already have the normal go to jail space in the upper right-hand corner. You have to add 4 additional ones on the board, all your choice, other than that they have to have 1 on 2nd Street, 1 on 3rd Street, and 2 on 4th Street. So, Kyle, where would you like to put your 1 on 2nd Street?
Let's start with Reading Railroad.
Okay, Reading, that's on 1st Street. We need it on 2nd Street. That's between St. Charles and New York.
Oh, shit. Pennsylvania Railroad.
Pennsylvania Railroad. All right, we need 1 on 3rd Street. That's between Kentucky and Marvin Gardens.
Ventnor Avenue.
All right, Ventnor Avenue. All right, and we need 2 on 4th Street between Pacific Avenue and Boardwalk.
Pacific Avenue and Community Chest.
And Community's Chest. All right, there we go. So, of course, we're going to be rolling those dice here in a minute. Mr. Monopoly, he's going to be firing up that rock and roller. You will tell him when to stop. If you ever roll doubles, we will give you an additional roll to help you along your way. And remember, you have, excuse me, we will give you $100 for each step around the board that you can make it without hitting the go to jail space. And that'll give you an opportunity to buy your way out of this bonus game with some money. So with that being said, let's play our bonus game. Mr. Monopoly, fire up that rock and roller. And Kyle, whenever you're ready, tell him when to stop.
And go.
Here's the 7 train, 6 and a 1.
Of course. All right, Kyle, so that's $700. You've got 4 rolls remaining. You can walk away with that $700 if you want, or you can continue on. Your 1 bad roll is an 8. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna keep going.
He's going to keep going. All right, fire up that rock and roller. Good luck to you, Kyle. Tell him when to stop.
And if it's an 8, I swear to God, go.
7 train still rolls on.
All right, hold on. I did that accidentally. All right, so 7. Yeah, that was my bad there. All right, $1,400 is where you are at now. So you're in a pretty safe spot. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, you are good. No rolls can hurt you right now. $1,400. I'm assuming you want to go.
Yeah, let's go for it.
All right, let's fire up that rock and roller, and you tell him when to put that thing to a stop.
Thank you.
5 and a 5 for a 10.
All right, gave that back. So we go around here. All right, 10 spaces, $1,000. $2,400 is what you've got in the bank. Now that's some decision time to think. You've got 3 rolls. You're in a pretty good spot. Your bad rolls that you have are a 3, a 6, a 7, and a 9. So there is some really rough waters ahead, but if you can get past this, it'll be clear sailing, and you'll be looking at some big money. So, Kyle, walk away with $2,400 or take that big risk for the 5 digits.
36. Odds are in my favor. I'm going to keep going.
All right, fire up that rock and roller. If he gets a number above a 9 here, he's going to win big money. Tell him when to stop.
Shit. Hold up.
Okay.
Drop my dice.
He dropped his... Oh, no, that's an omen. That's a fucking omen. That's you.
1 and 4 for 5.
Oh.
All right, $500 in. $2,900 is what you have. All right, you have 2 rolls left. Your bad rolls are a 2 and a 4. So it really looks like things are leaning your way, but don't get cocky. $2,900 to walk away or keep rolling. You're only 11 away. All right, he's 11 away. Fire up that rock and roller. 11 will give him $50K. 12 gives him 25. Let's see what happens. Tell him when to stop.
right, no 2 or 4. No 2 or 4 is it.
5 and a 6 for an 11.
Ladies and gentlemen, for the first time ever, someone has hit the $50,000 jackpot. Kyle Hirshon is now 1 for 4 in his bonus games. I misquoted earlier.
Yes, Lord.
Which means tonight, Kyle Hirshon, you are walking away with $60,120.
It's about time.
Holy crap, Kyle. What are you thinking in this moment?
My strategy paid off. I'm really happy about this one.
Well, I think this is one that you definitely want to put as a reminder. Wow. That is definitely jumping you up into first place overall for the season. Now, $85,795 is what's in your bank. Man, I don't even know what to say. That was fantastic. So that the music just keeps on playing, which it should, because that was good stuff right there. Jason, I mean, what can you say?
Maybe dropping the dice was a good omen after all.
Maybe so. Wow.
Yeah.
So I can officially say season 1, which most of you again have not seen, was with all the Tournament of Champions and everything, was a total of 29 episodes. This was episode 14 tonight, so it took us 43 episodes to get a grand champion. $50,000 is in the bank for him. Just wow is all I can say. Jason, I think, you know, the front game tonight was a little underwhelming for what we were expecting, but I think the bonus game made up for it.
Oh, definitely. Hey, Kyle, I'll hand these dice off to you. We'll never see these dice again.
Those dice will be in the mail to you, courtesy of Mr. Monopoly, so be on the lookout for that in your mailbox. Wow, that is what we want to see here on Monopoly, man. We have so much fun making this game. It is really a passion project. It was not a game show that was on TV for a long time. 13 episodes, I believe, is what the one and only season had in it. So, hey, I've beat that. I got 43, and where you at? This was a Merv Griffin game show here. Where you at, Merv Griffin? Oh, that's right. You're not with us anymore.
He's in the ground.
So, but yeah, we have so much fun making this. I want to make sure that of course, I give a big shout out to Mr. Monopoly, Jason Meyers, and Travis Me Too Coulter for, but his Me Too's a little different. His makes noises. I want to thank them for being a part of this, and of course Brandon Scruggs for allowing this to be up on his channel. I also want to thank Travis Griffin. Travis Griffin is the man that makes so many amazing pieces of game software that you see up on both this channel and many others, like the Game Show Emporium, and we're so thankful for that. Moving forward into the future, there's going to be some additional chance and community chest cards that are going to be created, thanks to Mr. Griffin letting us have a hold of that. And we're going to be making some new cards to add in. So definitely, if you get a chance, go over to Etsy and check out Game Show Studio on there. And you can get a really great deal on lots and lots of game show software. So make sure to check that out. As always, again, I thank all of you for watching. Thank you so much. We wouldn't be able to do this if you weren't there to watch it. Make sure that you like this video. If you don't like it, again, I'd love for you to reach out to me on Discord if you have a chance and just tell me, what is it that you don't like? Because we always want to improve here at Grandma's Game Closet and MVG Productions. So definitely feel free to reach out. I know I had someone reach out last week talking about how they actually liked the games on Discord, and it was nice to hear from a fan. So we would love to hear from you as well. We will definitely answer you. Real easy to find me on Discord. But yeah, so do that. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel. Try to find a few people that you know that they would subscribe to the channel as well, whether it's through your Discords that you may have, or maybe I know there's some of you out there that are a part of a really cool online group called Net Game Central. Maybe let some people know about it on there and see if we can get more people to come and and support these games that Brandon Scruggs and the crew here at MVG Productions continue to put on for you guys each and every week. And a little birdie has told me that there's a possibility coming up around, I don't know, maybe the beginning of April, there might actually be a roast of a certain Brandon Scruggs. We'll just have to wait and see. But, yeah, tell us what you think about that coming up as a special 100th live stream, because that's around the time it should be hitting. But, yeah, ring that bell for notifications so you know when there's more live streams and more great recorded content that Brandon puts up for you darn near every single day. But until it's time for us to come back here and see if Kyle once again can become a 5-time champion, he was Jason Meyers, I was Turd Ferguson, and you sure as hell aren't. We'll see you back here again next week, Monday night, 11:10 Central for more Monopoly. Take care. Bye for now.